Hello, my name is Codemaster Jamal and I'm an indie game developer. Welcome to the 13th devlog for my indie game Virtual Monsters. If this is your first time checking in, make sure to leave a like and hit the subscribe button at the end of the video. Originally, I wanted to follow up last week's devlog with part 2 about designing a HUD for the game, but I've been busy studying an exam to get a new job, so finding time to develop under these conditions haven't been great. I can't waste any time with a lengthy intro this time, so I'll get right into it. This week's devlog is about enemy factions, the virtual drive pause menu, and the new song I made for the game called Circuit Mafia. So without any more waiting, let's hop right into it. This is the 13th devlog for my indie game Virtual Monsters. Enemy factions. I haven't spent too much time telling anyone about the lore of Virtual Monsters. Truth be told, I wanted most people to actually play the game before I release any information. I've decided to change my views on this, so today I want to talk about enemy factions. In the world of Virtual Monsters, there are 10 factions in the game. And as a part of the story, players will spend a decent amount of time interacting with members of each of these factions. Some factions are criminal syndicates that seek to control the virtual world, and some factions seek to protect the virtual world from threats. Every faction has their own ideology about how the virtual world should be, but more importantly, about how the real world should be ran. Factions are not necessarily supposed to be very story-driven, but they are an essential part for clearing certain tasks in the game. I didn't do too much in terms of designing the UI or the HUD of the game this week. I tried to spend some time focusing on this, but I really couldn't because of my time schedule. I will go back to working on the HUD sometime in a later devlog, but for now, let's just focus on the virtual drive. The virtual drive is supposed to be similar to the Digivice of the Digimon series. I also take influence from the Mega Man Battle Network series PET, but that's another story. The key difference between the virtual drive and the Digivice, however, is that the virtual drive has a lot more functions and is more versatile. I decided to model it after our 21st century smartphones, mainly as a way to connect with the current generation of gamers. Everyone has a smartphone, so it would make sense to design the UI to be something that everyone can identify. Because it is modeled after a smartphone, literally, do you know what smartphones have? Apps. And just like a smartphone, the virtual drive can be loaded with apps, each of which having its own unique features for gameplay. As you play the game, the player will gain more and more of these apps for the virtual drive. A lot of these apps are essential for navigating both the real world and the virtual world. Players will be able to customize the look of their virtual drive by selecting different colors for it. This is purely a cosmetic feature, however, as I haven't executed any different colors for the virtual drive as of yet. Currently, players can access the virtual drive by pressing the escape key twice. Originally, I wanted to use the arrow keys to navigate the menu, but I'm having a few issues implementing this feature. I want to eventually port my game to PS5, Xbox Series X, and the Nintendo Switch. So I had the bright idea to make my game console compatible, although I figure for now making my game good enough for PC is okay, and I will figure out console issues later. As I mentioned earlier, in the world of Virtual Monsters, there are many factions, and one of these factions are known as Circuit Mafia. They are a petty crime group that typically deal with more realistic crimes found in the real world. This often includes smuggling, robbery, kidnapping, and extortion. They are sort of a Virtual Monsters version of Team Rocket from Pokemon. And much like Pokemon, regardless of their status as an international crime syndicate, the Circuit Mafia is meant to be more of a comic relief for the story of the game. I already had plans to use some music that I already wrote as a basis for their theme. This is the second song I wrote for the game. Last year I got back into bass playing, and the first thing I played was this sort of funky bass line. It went a little like this. Now, I took that bass line and started writing some guitar for it, and this is how it sounds. So basically, I had this music written for a while, and I wanted to do something with it. So I decided that I would make this a song for my game. After a while, I decided to take the musical direction of the song into a more 90s gangster funk direction. I ended up writing the notes of the bass line into LMMS, and eventually the guitar ended up following. The only thing I didn't write for the song yet was the drums, so I made a basic drum pattern, and here's the result. And now you know that if you hear this song of the game, then chances are Circuit Mafia isn't that far from you. I actually wouldn't mind recording this song with actual musicians to make an acoustic version of the song. That was my first intentions, but as the progress of my game went along, I decided to produce all the music electronically. I couldn't really find musicians that were worthy or competent enough to understand my musical direction or had the versatility to play my music within my area. Anyhow, what do you guys think of the new music? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Maybe it's not your taste? Leave a reply in the comment sections below. Well, I guess that'll be it for now. If you enjoyed watching the video, please feel free to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more Virtual Monsters content. Keep making games. Till next time, this is Codemaster Jamal, and I'm signing out.